Started. Sweet. Awesome. We're good.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Hello. And thank you for joining us this week for another installment of Ask Epic. We meet every week to discuss all things epic. We want to provide new to epic families and returning families, a place to learn about all the opportunities we offer. And we have a lot. We have a lot going on with Epic. I'm Carla Smitherman, and I'm from the Epic Development Team.
And I'm Ashley Brown. I'm also from the Epic Development Team. We're excited to be here today. So today we've got representatives from College and Career Readiness, and so they've got some exciting things they want to share with us today, and we're really excited to be a part of this. So thank you for joining us, those of you that are watching. If you have questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, please put them in the chat box, and we will get to those. I'm also going to drop our EDT email in the chat box. If you have something that's maybe a specific question or something you'd like one-on-one help with, please send us an email. That will go to Carla and I's team, and somebody from our team will reach out to you and help you. So I'm going to put that email address in the chat box right now.
Yes, thank you, Ashley. Well, welcome everyone to the third week of school. Welcome. Every week we're giving 2 tips for success. Now, first of all, I guess I should ask everybody on the panel, do you guys have a good Labor Day? Ashley, Jay. Okay, good. Good. I hope everybody's well rested and ready for a great school year and had that opportunity to relax, maybe by the lake, maybe, I don't know. Whatever you did, hope you had a good time. But anyway, we're giving 2 tips every week just to set our students up for success, help our families out. So this week, because we do have high school, we thought we would come up with some tips for high school. This is the first one, specifically for juniors and seniors. Make sure you note special deadlines. And I'm sure these women here can confirm that that is very important as you matriculate from junior, senior on up to post high school, really, to make sure you're putting all those very important dates in your calendar. And guess what? You've got a Google Calendar, so use the Google Calendar. That's a great place to start. And then the next tip I thought was pretty good came from James Clevenger, and he gave this great comment in Aspirations newsletter, and I thought I would share it because it's really really good. He said, this is actually to families, to students and parents. He said, ask them how they're doing every day. This is a mental and physical check-in for them. Listen to their answers. Keep a schedule and open communication. I think we've heard that a lot over the last weeks. Make sure we communicate among all parties because that's very important. Slow and steady wins the race. Mastery is the most important part of learning. So I thought that was really good. I thought we'd share that one.
Thank you so much, Carla. Yeah, that's great. I love that you find these tips for us every week. It's always good to kind of hear that perspective. And I think the first tip you gave about paying attention to deadlines and things like that for high schoolers is really relevant to today's conversation. So good timing on that one. So like I said, today we're talking to some people from College and Career Readiness. We have Jay and Brandy with us. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we're excited. Well, would you mind just telling us a little bit about your role at Epic? What each of you do at Epic?
You bet. So I'm Jay Strickland. I am the managing director of College and Career Readiness. And so I have the joy and the privilege to get to lead a fabulous group of dedicated, innovative, caring educators that help students with all things post-secondary education. We really are so fortunate to be in a position that we get to every single day pour into aspiration number one. Epic students are future ready and in demand. And so that's what we do. We help young people learn more about themselves and who they perceive themselves to be and options available to them, whether that's a career path, a college path, a military path. We do all the things. So thanks for having me.
And Ashley and Carla, I'm Brandy Cochran, and I am working in Jay's department. I have the new department for college and career readiness under the College and Career Advisors. So our job is primarily to handle ICAP, which is a state mandated piece of material for the state of Oklahoma, and it's for graduation. And we are working individually and in small groups with all students 8th grade through 12th grade in order to complete those requirements.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Great.
Yeah. And so
Thank
I
you.
think, the mission that you guys have, we think it's something we talk about a lot is creating future ready and in-demand graduates. That's something that, I don't know, really speaks close to my heart and something that I'm really passionate about. So I love hearing what you guys are up to. We know that for families and students, the thought of getting through high school and what comes next is stressful and overwhelming. And in a traditional school setting, you're kind of on your own. I know when I was in high school, it was me and my parents trying to figure out what I wanted to do. There wasn't, and that, it was just because it was one counselor in a huge high school. There just wasn't much that they could do. But you guys have see that need that students need this support. Sometimes all they need is the information. All they need is someone that can ask the right questions. And you guys are, trying to provide that for families. Excuse me. Jay, would you mind telling us what do you think that it means for a student to be future ready and in demand?
Sure, it's a great question. So, we really want students, as I mentioned a minute ago, to understand more about themselves. In order for you to graduate and even go through your academic career, especially in high school, you have to understand your unique gifts and talents. You have to understand what you like to do. It's a big, wide world out there, and there's lots of different things out there. And the more we can help young people understand, gosh, this is something I really like. This is something I'm really good at. Maybe this is something I struggle with, but that's okay. It's an opportunity for growth, and make those connections between who they are as young people and how that applies directly to their curriculum. That's the first step, because everything that we do can somehow be tied to math and reading and science and history and the arts and technology and all the things. So we really want to equip students, number one. We want to empower students, number two. You can do this, you can be successful. Here are some tools. And then we want to advocate along with them. So when they graduate, they have a plan. So we talk a lot about being future ready. What is your next step? That's language that we use a lot in our department. What is your next step? We don't want students graduating, and that's wonderful to have a diploma. That's awesome. But what are you going to do if you don't have a next step? Maybe you just go to college because you think that that's what you're supposed to do, but you don't really have a plan and you don't have an identified interest. And then next thing you know, you're going to college and you're paying a bunch for it and you don't really have an idea of what you want to do. That's not the best plan. That's the right plan for some students, but that's not always the best plan for every student. So maybe you just have to dive into a career because you think, gosh, college isn't for me, but you've never had an opportunity to learn about it. We can help you with that. So, but when students graduate from EPIC, we want them to have the skills and the information and the excitement and confidence that they can go out and do whatever that is in college and career. So that's kind of what we do every day. We're so thankful to have Brandy as our new director of college and career advising, because we have a whole new group of team members that are out there working specifically with students on that. So we're taking a really direct and thoughtful and innovative approach to that. I know Brandy's going to talk about that in a little bit, but I did want to mention, Ashley, that you talked about that typical high school where it's like, there's one counselor and they have to know everything. So they have a lot of surface level knowledge on a lot of different things. Because our school district is innovative and they care so deeply about our students, they said we can do more. Let's do better. Let's be who we say we are with Aspiration One, and let's hire advisors across the state that can work specifically in the area of college and career to really do all those things that I just described. So we're really excited about it. It's definitely something unique and it's a differentiator for us at Epic because I don't know anybody else that's taking that approach. And so we're really looking forward to this year and seeing that if the investment that we are making in these college and career advisors supports our students being future ready and in demand. So hopefully more positive news to come on that front.
I think that's fabulous. I love the word you use, investment, because truly we are investing in our students. And just like anything else, if you invest, you get a return. So I'm going to have to take that word from you, Jay. So I love that. And I love how Epic is positioning all of us to make a difference in the lives of these students. So you gave me the great segue for Brandy, so I'm going to take advantage of it. And I cannot wait for her to explain to all of us everything that is going on with Epic. So just to kind of familiarize our audience about what we're kind of give a little segue, those of you that have high school students, you've probably heard of the ICAP, and this is something that is a requirement for all high school students in Oklahoma. Epic didn't just come up with that. I used to have my students ask me that, Jay and Brandy, but I explained to them, no, 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 this is a state requirement for graduation. So anyway, and again, like you've already alluded to, Jay, this year we have this great new team that's not only going to help these families fulfill this grad requirement, but help them to transition to more information and more informed post-high school future, which is amazing. These tools will equip and empower them to great outcomes. So go ahead. I don't know either one of you. I'd really love for both of you to answer this. Tell us how ICAP helps EPIC students and what benefits it has for them.
You want me to take it, Jay?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Go for it.
Well, Jay's kind of touched on all the big ticket items as far as what it can do. I mean, Jay and I both talk about all the time when we went to college, we had no idea what we were doing. We didn't know which direction we wanted to go. I changed my major personally and the 3 times in the first year, and I still really didn't know if that was it. So it's just basic exposure. We're getting them to find out what their interests are, what they're strong at. Sometimes we're finding that people are strong at things they don't even know they're strong at. One thing that came up last week with in orientation, we were just doing exploration, and a student said, I don't even know what this is. Why would I want to be in architecture? Like, I don't know anything about that. And then it started out with, well, do you like drawing? Do you like, art? Do you like creating things? And then before long, they're like, every single one of their skill sets had to do with architecture. They just hadn't thought of that as a career or a pathway for their future, so to speak. So I think that's why ICAP is here. I think that's why we do it. Again, whether it's for a college path or a career path or a military path, or whatever it may be, that's why we're here. And we're here to explore and figure that out and help them put all the math, science, English, social studies, everything they've done all the way through, put it into perspective and let them figure out how all of those mesh together to become their future.
Oh, that is so awesome. And I just have a lot of questions for you, Brandy. Tell
Yeah.
me, as far as the advisors are concerned, how will they contact their students initially? Is it email, phone?
So we have 36 advisors, and they're spread out all across regionally. So we've divided the state into regions to try to best accommodate our students' needs. We do this for several reasons. A lot of our career and college and military fairs are spread out regionally. The Fed programs, they're spread out regionally with all the expos. And so we try to do that so that way our college and career advisors can get out into the community. We've got a lot of co-ops that are regional. So we're actually able to go to those co-ops or to go to the VLCs and to work one-on-one with some of these students or in small groups as well. So the initial contact that goes out is a regional contact from our college and career advisors to their students. The initial ones are made by email. And it kind of blasts out to everybody. It gives them options. They can sign up for Google Meets meetings or Zoom meetings all the way across, and they get to choose their time. We're meeting with them quarterly. And so it's important, if they want to pick the first Monday of every month, and that's when they want to meet and do their ICAP, or the first Monday of every quarter, then we're encouraging them to stay to facilitate those relationships, not only with their advisors, but also in a small group. Usually our ICAP sessions are around 10 in a session if they're not one-on-one. And so it's important for them to start building those relationships. And then from there, we kind of fit the needs, whether it's, again, going to their co-op or whether it's a one-on-one session, or in some cases it's working with their teachers. And so whatever the students' needs are, that's what we're doing.
That is wonderful. I can't wait to hear some of the great things that are going to come out of this advisor connection that you all are having statewide. Tell me, what is the beginning age for ICAP? What age are we beginning, or what grade level?
So the state of Oklahoma mandates 9 through 12 do it. Here at Epic, we've decided that they need to kind of have an emerging year, like a year to kind of get their feet wet, so to speak. And so we're taking that out to eighth grade. That the requirements are very minimal, but it's a couple of things. One, they learn to navigate the system. They learn how to work the program, and they can start exploring on their own. Some people want to start looking before they get into high school, and this enables them to do that. Two, it kind of gets them a connection with somebody. We're trying to keep our same ICAP advisors throughout their year. So it starts building those relationships where they can start relying and trusting their groups and their teachers. So in doing that, in their developing that relationship with their college and career advisors, it's going to help us as we go further for them to be able to explore more options. So again, the eighth grade requirements are minimal. They just do one activity per quarter. But again, after speaking, we've been going to the Fed Expos, and after speaking with parents of the eighth graders, they are so excited about bringing that in because they're seeing the benefits at home as well.
That sounds very good. Back to that investment word Jay used earlier.
Yeah.
It's just another way that we're investing in our students at a little earlier, and I can't find a wiser way to start than with eighth grade. So tell me a little bit about how students complete the ICAP with the advisor. How does that?
So we have a new program this year. In the past, it's been OK College Start, and although it's a very capable program, it's not as user friendly for some of the younger kids or some of the new kids or even some of the newcomers when we're working with those the people that may be new to the States, or maybe new to Epic even, or may just be not English is not their native language. And so they're trying to learn to speak and navigate a system that's not necessarily compatible to something they're used to in the past. So we've researched that, and we found a new system that we think will be great for them. And it is basically a format to where they're sitting one-on-one in a Zoom format, and they get to work with their college and career advisor in a small setting. Sometimes students, it'll take them a quarter or so to get their screens on to where they feel, to where they're ready to share, but it allows them to follow along on their computer. This new program, and I know we're probably going to get to that, but it's kind of hard to skip it without tying it together. It's fantastic. Number one, it's super user friendly. Like that's the biggest component of everything. But it's easy to navigate through it, and we use that word, but it's so funny that the name of the program is Navigance. So we navigate through. You look on your Clever account, and it's actually got like a little navigation star down there. That's how we kind of remember it and teach the students to go to it. But it has so many things to offer. You can do, first of all, when you figure out what career path you think you may go into, it'll show you what colleges offer that degree. It'll show you anything, all the stats about it, whether it's a big school, a little school, and what kind of opportunities there are with that degree program. It'll also show you what careers fall under that. So you can go in and you can research those careers. If you find a career that you like, they have what's called Road Trip Nation. You can actually get on and you can shadow somebody in their field. If we're in a landlocked Oklahoma state here, and if you have somebody that wants to do marine biology or some type of cultivation that's coastal, you can follow them. You can actually get on to Road Trip Nation and you can follow them in a day in a life. And it may be everything and more that you've wanted. And then it also may be like, this isn't quite what I thought it was going to be. I may need to look at a different career path. And so it just allows them to explore and to look at all the different opportunities that they're given.
That is so wonderful. The fact that it's almost like a virtual internship, sounds like, in some ways, some of the activities that the platform's going to offer to us. So I'm excited for our families. Tell us a little bit more about, well, you kind of mentioned some of the activities. Tell us, for example, if I'm a senior, how will this tool be best used for me? Okay, I'm a senior this year. Jay and Brandy, I've been there, done there, got the t-shirt. I've already done Oklahoma College
Absolutely.
Star, and I'm out of here. How is this going to help me? I mean, what is this tool going to use me in 1 year? I don't know
So
if you guys can get some options for me or not, but I just thought about those seniors who are just ready to get out of here. Well, how can it benefit a senior?
so first off, I would almost jump out there on a limb and say, as a senior, probably 50% of them still don't know what they're doing. I mean, we've got kids that are graduating in December and still don't know if they're going to college, or if they're going to make a career, or a technical school, or how that's going to unfold. And so I think that the biggest piece of it is that it just allows them to explore in a friendly manner on their own time. They can get on Navient at night, while they're, instead of playing a video game, they could get on and go through it and just play and surf and look at different careers and look at different colleges, and basically just look at the opportunities they have not thought of. And I think that's the most intriguing aspect of it is, these kids, you may have an idea and a picture perfect world of what's going to happen when you're young, and this is what I'm going to grow up to do. And then you get there and it's the reality of it is not what you thought. It's not there. And the way Navient grows is, you've got each quarter and you've got the requirements. They can get onto our our website and they can look at what's required of them. And if they're seniors and they just came here, they can ask their advisors to load some of the junior activities, to load some of the other activities that are on there. And just because they're a senior doesn't mean they can't go back and do some more things if they're interested in a certain area. So when, like I mentioned earlier, eighth graders only have one activity per quarter. And then as you increase in age, those activities grow. And, they're putting together resumes. They're actually taking their ACT scores and stuff and compiling that to where they have a tool that they can use to, whether to get a job or to apply for colleges. So it's just a way to keep that all housed in one area. So then they can start working with our specialists that are in the College and Career Readiness Department, which I know Jay will talk about in a minute. But they have these tools that they can transfer to that. They can transfer to Bree to work on their college application. They can transfer over into Anita to work on a college internship. They can look at all the opportunities that they have, and they can start exploring those within our departments.
Well, Brandy, you had me sold on user friendly, but but I will say everything, your excitement comes through. We are excited for your department and for this new team that has you all have sought out and got the most wonderful advisors. If I'm probably sure already know some of your amazing advisors that are out there. They're going to really help our families. So thank you for what you're going to do in advance. And we're excited to hear some of the great things that are going to come out of this.
Thank you so much for having us and letting us talk about it. Give us a platform to share because it's so new. We want to make sure everyone knows about it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that I think a big purpose of our webinar is just that at Epic, there's so many great things and opportunities that we offer, but that's the problem. There's so many that a lot of times things slip between the cracks and families don't know. And I mean, they've been at Epic for several years and they may not know about something. And so for us, that's kind of something that Carla and I really love about these webinars is just getting the information out there because that's like a good problem to have. There's too many opportunities for students, but this is just a way for us to connect. And so we really appreciate you guys. All right. So I want to switch gears a little bit. We spoke with you, Jay and Brandy last week, but Jay, you were talking to us about a new opportunity for EPIC students that I wanted to kind of dive into today. Can you share with us a little about the transition specialist and what they're going to offer for our students?
Yes, I can. I'm glad you mentioned it. And I'm so sad that Nicole Brown, our new this year transition specialist, is actually at one of the Family Engagement Department expos in El Reno. So she is not with us. So like Brandy, she is so energetic and excited about this initiative. And so I will try to do my best to convey all of that excitement. But she is fabulous. So really, this new position, the transition specialist, was born out of us, again, moving closer to trying to ensure that our students are future ready and in demand. So as Brandy mentioned, as we've all kind of touched on, we have a lot of students that go through this ICAP experience, all through high school. They learn about themselves, they do interest inventories, they set goals, they do all these activities, learn about the career pathways, learn about the college pathways, and then they get to the finish line and they're like, yikes, I'm still undecided, or maybe I'm decided, but I'm unplanned. Those two can be together or separate. You can be decided, but you don't have a plan. Or what we want to avoid is you're both. You're undecided and you're unplanned. So we thought, how can we create a position to be that bridgeway, because so much of what we do in college and career, and I know we've talked a lot about our advisors, and hopefully we can come on another webinar and talk more about our specialists, because they do such a fabulous job as well. But we provide a lot of embedded high school support, right? Or now 8th through high school support. So really we needed somebody that could say, okay, this is really just focused on those seniors, those students, whether they're going to graduate in December or May, and it's upcoming. So maybe within 3 months of graduation, we want to connect with them. If they are communicating to us that I just don't have that next step, I don't know what that looks like. I haven't applied for college and I'm not showing up on the first day of class, or gosh, I had a really wonderful internship experience, but I don't have that job yet. What does that look like? And so Nicole is going to be working with those students. We said, let's create a position specific for those students. And so we are really thrilled to launch this new initiative. She's already been meeting with students. Students can connect with her in a couple of different ways. It can be just directly. She's got a link. It's on our website. So if you've got a student, caregivers, family members, if you're out there and you go, I think this might be my child, my student, or somebody I know, they can connect directly with her. But as you mentioned, Ashley, sometimes we struggle with high schoolers feeling proactive and being autonomous in doing that. So we want to offer our staff opportunities to help students get connected. So that could be internally with bless you, Brandy, with our advisors. As advisors are going through that ICAP process, if they're having a conversation with a young person that just says, gosh, I don't have it figured out yet, we're going to have our advisors get that student connected with Nicole Brown. It can also be other EPIC staff. So it can be a teacher, a principal, a managing director, anybody that cares for this young person and says, it's okay, we're still going to support you through graduation and beyond, and really help get you connected. So Nicole's going to be doing work with our college pathway folks to make sure that they have connections with advisors and everybody that they would need on that side, with our career pathway folks, with local business and industry, making sure that we're aware of all the positions that might be just right for a young person looking to work right out of high school. So, and in addition to that, I have to make a plug. We are having our first ever Future Ready Employee Fair in the spring. This is a brand new offering for our department, where we are going to be bringing together local business and industry and supporting students and helping them through resume building and mock interviewing. So that way in the spring, we've got our business and industry folks coming in and saying, hey, we've got positions for people just like you. And we're going to help them get connected and be well positioned for those opportunities. So we're really thrilled about this. We think, again, it's another wonderful investment. That's mine and Carla's buzzword today. But it really is. And again, I think it's unique for EPIC. I mean, I don't think a lot of high schools are doing that. And so we are so fortunate and so thankful that whenever we present challenges when we're looking at things, we can jointly with our leadership come up with solutions that we feel like are really going to help position EPIC graduates to be successful once they're ready for their next step. So
well, I think that's great. That was wonderful, because that was what I was going to ask you about. I read that, Jay and Brandy and Ashley, and I said, wow, are we on the cutting edge or what? Just proud to be with EPIC in this department. Seriously, I just know that we're doing step in the right direction for our families. One other question I'll ask of you is about the CCR support night that's going to be taking place next week, September 14th at 6 p.m. Can you give us some more information about that?
Yes, please come. We would love for you guys to join us. This is for everybody. So if you're a family member, a student, if you work at Epic, this is just an opportunity for you to connect with our team. You just come into a setting just like this. We have just a general room, but we also provide breakout rooms for different staff members on our team. So anything and everything regarding college and career, post-secondary education, we have team members there to answer your questions. You can come with a specific question. You can come with, I want to know about a lot of things, and you can just come and say, I got this link from my child and I don't know why I'm here. That's okay too, because we love sharing the good news about what we're doing. So yes, that is upcoming. We host those bi-monthly really throughout the year. And it's just a lot of fun. And so it's a great time to join us and learn about some of the new innovative programs that we have. Gosh, we could talk all day about the different things that we're doing here. But we would love for you all to join us. And one thing that I wanted to mention too is for those maybe listening, we understand whether you're a student in Epic or you're a caregiver, a family member, that it can be scary transitioning out of the only formal education you've known from, elementary school, early childhood, even into middle school and high school, and you blink and here you are. And so we just really want to communicate to everybody that it's okay that you don't know. You're not supposed to know. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we do every day. And so that is one goal that I know Brandy has with her team, is really being empathetic to these students. And if you are a student that you've got that pathway figured out and you are ready to go, great, we can help you there, because there's always that one more scholarship or that next level paying job. But if you're a student that just really doesn't know, that is normal and it is okay. And especially for families, we also want to be on the cutting edge of what trends are happening in the career field. That's not anybody's responsibility, just out there with the student. That's what we are charged to do in this department. And so we really are excited to partner with our students and caregivers and families to maybe alleviate some of that stress and walk through the steps with you. And it really does start with ICAP in 8th grade. And we do have an abundance of opportunities. And a great way to learn about that is to come to our next support night. So thank you for mentioning that, Carla.
Yeah, that's so exciting. And I mean, I have to tell you, I spoke to a family earlier in the spring that they've homeschooled. I think they've pretty much homeschooled their whole career, and their child was going into high school this year. And ultimately, the caregiver was really on the fence on, do I, I've done this their whole life, it's gone fine. And ultimately what sold this family was the things that we offer through college and career readiness. She said, I can't pass these up. These opportunities are things that I could, as just a parent on your own, you maybe can't quite offer. And so, it is so important for students, and it's something that, every student that graduates from Epic is going to be touched in some way, or given information. They're going to have a plan or something that they can do. So there's just no reason for any of our students to graduate with just knowing, I have no idea what I'm doing, because probably at least four people are going to bug you about, what are you doing after high school, between your teacher and your advisor and everything else.
I love that, Ashley. And we talked about, what does it mean to be, future ready, but also that in-demand piece is, I think, really critical. Brandy talked a little bit about the historical aspect of ICAP and it being a state mandated initiative. We want our state to be robust and healthy. We want our state to be economically healthy. And so I think that initiative was really born out of that hope and that dream. And so the in-demand part is, we want to equip our students with all of these skills and experiences and information. So when employers, when higher education institutions see this student came from Epic, they know, because that's aspiration one for us. They're like, we know what they're getting at Epic. And so I love that parent or caregiver recognize that, because we do feel like it's a differentiator differentiator, and we want our students to be set apart. And I think, again, the investment that we're making is really speaking into that, and it's being who we say we are, and really walking that walk. And so that we feel like that these intentional, thoughtful practices we're doing, that is what helps our students be in demand, because being future ready and knowing what you're going to do and being equipped and purposed in something is awesome. But we want to communicate to business and industry and higher education institutions and others that we do things differently here at Epic. And we're really proud of the intentional work that we do at college and career. So thanks for sharing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you should be proud. So, congratulations on that. Okay. Carla mentioned one event that you guys have coming up soon. And so I thought I'd bring up one more. It looks like it's October. Oh, it's a week, the college application week in October 23rd through the 27th. So, could you tell us a little bit about what that is and what's going to happen?
I sure wish Bree Strickler was here because she could really tell you, but we can't have everybody here at once. But Bree Strickler is our college planning counselor, and she does many, many wonderful things throughout the year. So if you feel like you have or know a college-bound EPIC student, I would encourage you to connect with her about college planning. We have other wonderful team members, Shannon Starr and Angie Lee and Elizabeth Walsh. They all work as a collective in that college pathway, and Bree is a part of that team. Host these events to really help students with that application process. And so it's just an opportunity, and more information will be coming out, and where to join us, where she and other team members will actually help students go through that process. Because again, caregivers can't always know. And sometimes we have students that just are so motivated, and we are so thankful that they just jump in with both feet and say, I don't really have any support. Can you help me? Well, that's what Bree does. And so that will be a great opportunity for students that know that they want to apply to college to get the support and the help that they need to make sure they're doing it right. Because there's a lot of big words and things to check, and you don't know. But also, I would encourage students that maybe don't know if that's the path and they want to learn about it. I think that you can think, maybe this is for me. There's no hurt in applying. And then once they say, oh, you're from Epic, you're future ready and in demand, you're in. Okay. But anyway, then you can make your decision, if that's what you want to do. So absolutely, that's going to be a wonderful week. We are so thankful for Bree and her service, and she really commits herself to this process. And then in addition to that, we also, through Bree's service, help students fill out the FAFSA, the financial aid form, college tours, letters of recommendation. I mean, she does so many wonderful things for our students, but definitely look for the link to come and join us that week. It's going to be exciting.
I have to just say this as a parent of a college student, it can be so overwhelming. And I am just so proud of Epic that you are doing a lot of things and a lot of great things for families. I just wish I had tapped into Epic earlier and know that I could have maybe gotten help. But that is such a great service, Jay. What you are doing for families, helping out with financial aid and scholarships is just amazing. So thank you all. And I have to say, Shannon Starr is amazing. Bree is amazing. I know these names very well. I've worked with them. So they just do great work. So we're looking forward to hearing some even greater things from your team.
Yes, those programs are growing. I think, Carla, you'll see some new initiatives come out of that pathway. Also on the career side, what Anita's doing with internships and out there in the community, building those new internship opportunities. We have a new virtual internship specialist because there was a need. We have more students enrolling in those virtual internship courses. So we talked about some of the geographical constraints that we have sometimes. So what a great opportunity. If you don't have a career in your local community and you want to learn more about it, hop into a virtual internship. So that's another great opportunity that we have. Work-based learning, we're leveraging, obviously Brandy talked in great detail about ICAP, but also having these regional advisors, we can leverage them to build more work-based opportunities for students in our local communities. So we're thrilled about that. And then career tech. Oh my goodness, we could talk all day about career tech. I mean, they do so many wonderful things. things. There's so many wonderful programs, and Hadley Walters does a wonderful job overseeing our career tech program. So another kind of new thing that we're doing is taking a more proactive approach with military, just so students know what their options are. And so, yes, we love talking about it. But thank you for that shout out.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate you guys. I know it's a busy time of year, so we appreciate you showing up during a busy time. And I'm sure we're going to have you back soon because, like you said, your department offers a lot and does a whole lot. You've got new things coming, so we just can't fit it all in one week, but that's fine. We're excited to have you guys back on soon. Can't wait to hear some updates on how the advisors are going or how they're doing. But yeah, thank you. And so thank you to those of us that are watching today. If you joined late, just a reminder, we always post the recordings on our website. If you go to the Epic website and click the About button, and then click FAQ, they're all right there and they say what the topic is, so you can go back and rewatch them. And so, yeah, and if you have further questions, let me really quickly, I just put Carla and I's department's phone number and email address in the chat. So if you have further questions about anything we discussed today or anything about Epic, let us know. If it's something for college and career readiness, we will probably forward you on to Jay and her team. But yeah, we're happy to help you guys. Maybe you're watching and you're thinking you might want to enroll. Carla and I would love to help you with that. So thank you everybody for being here today.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
next, I'm sorry.
No, you're
Anyway,
good. Thank you for having us.
well, we want you all to come back because you all have a lot to share, right? So, and shout out to Anita too. I do want to give her kudos for all the hard work she's doing with internships. I think that's just going to be great. I mean, that work is just immeasurable. So, what a great team you have, Jay. So we
I
appreciate it.
agree. We are fortunate. Thank you, ladies, so much for inviting us to come on, and we would love to come back anytime.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well,
Okay, we'll come back next week. We're going to talk with Rise Academy, something new that we're doing at Epic this year. So we're really excited to share more about that with all of you, and have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.
see you
Bye.
later.
Thank you.